Hi, I'm Mike Thompson, and over the last day or so, we've been working on this little tabletop fountain here. It's run with a little 120-volt fountain pump that you can get from Harbor Freight. I made the whole frame just out of some scrap finger-jointed pine from an old frame that I built a while back. We got a piece of glass that we took from an old printer scanner. You can get etching kits at Hobby Lobby to acid etch the glass. This one I did with the laser, but I think it looks really, really cool. So I'm going to show you just how easy this actually is. And if you have someone around that is willing to help, get them involved too. All dimensions were based on this piece of glass, so I measured it first. Then I started with the water tank at the bottom by cutting grooves in my wood that would hold the bottom piece. I didn't bother to put in my dado blade, so all the grooves were made with repeated passes. And the bottom of the tank will fit in there just like that. Alex saw a huge version of this fountain at Topgolf, and we decided we could make our own. Then I cut the sides of the tank on the miter saw and the bottom piece. And it goes like so. Then it spent the night like this. A groove for the glass, and it'll fit fairly snug. Now I had to cut a groove in a vertical piece to hide the water hose that runs to the top, so I used the poor man's method again. Changing blades is a hassle, and I really didn't want to do it. Then I used my ghetto router table to clean up the groove and widen it slightly, and round the corners. And the pieces will go like this. Then I drilled a hole in the top of the tank so I could snake the hose out into my channel piece. Then a few hours in the clamps. And here's how the hose looks when it's installed, and the pump will connect here. Another piece got a bunch of holes, and this is where the water will come out onto the glass. Then I got several lectures while we varnished the entire thing. 3 times. It's basically a wooden chunk of plastic now. A bunch of Loctite caulking held the upper water tank together, and it spent the day in the vise. I drilled the holes bigger than I thought I would need, knowing that they'd be flooded with varnish and get smaller. Then I sealed all around the top of the hose so water couldn't drip back down my channel and onto the table. I was going to have an integral water tank on top, but I decided it should be removable so the glass could be swapped out. And that led to this little right angle nozzle that I needed to shoot over the top of the tank wall, but I decided to notch the tank wall so that the nozzle didn't stick up above the frame. And the nozzle will go like this. Then the pump went in on its side, and I covered it with rocks, then slid the glass in, and popped the top tank on. Then a tad bit of varnish where I cut my spout slot. And I tested it on a towel just in case. And it works. And it looks great. Well, you can see that's really not all that difficult. You could definitely do it yourself, especially if you have help. Just don't be afraid to try. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Mike Thompson, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.